I'm Mike Folk, and I'm an elder at Christ Covenant Church. I made my first short-term mission trip in 1980 and had the opportunity to see how God could use a layperson, someone who thought he had no gifts, was not a seminary-trained person. But I was able to take a soldering iron and solder two pieces of wire together and therefore build a language lab for a school. And also, during that time, was able to share the gospel with someone by just word of mouth and have that person respond to that gospel presentation. And I've not been the same since. I know that missions work, and I want to be involved in it as long as it's possible for me to be involved. Faith Promise is one of those mechanisms that's used where we come to our congregation and we ask them to commit dollars over and above their normal tithes and offerings to international missions. People commit their dollars to Faith Promise. God will be faithful to honor that prayer because they will see Him work in providing resources that may never have come any other way. Because He will not let His people down if they are faithful to respond to His call to be obedient. And that's what we have seen over and over again. I think it does several things. Number one, I think by raising their own support, that is a way of God helping to confirm their call to the mission field. I think it also increases their faith to see how God provides for them. And then it gives us as a church or in our multiple churches the opportunity to connect with that missionary, to have a part in what they are doing on the field, and to be able to be a prayer team, to be able to be a family to them as they go forth. So for those of us that cannot go, it gives us a connection point on the other end. So I think it's a twofold purpose. Right now, we are short enough that we would probably have to make some significant reductions in either overall support to missionaries by cutting each one a certain percentage, or by totally cutting some missionaries off. If we had to cut missionaries off, that's money that they've got to go out and raise somewhere else. It might mean, depending on what condition their support levels are in, they may have to come home off the field and go out and raise support. It might mean that they just be in a much tighter position as they struggle through on the field. A lot of places in the world are facing the same things we're going through right now. The dollar has lost value, and they're already having support problems. So it would not be a comfortable thing if we have to do that. The best number I can give you is that since 1999, we have given right at $2.25 million, just under that, to Faith Promise through pledges of the congregation. If someone's never ever given Faith Promise before and would like to have someone to talk to about how God provided for them, we have several people that we could bring alongside of them. I'd be happy to sit down and talk with people. I know Dr. Ross would be happy to sit down and talk with people. But we also have members, some who are missionaries, that would be more than happy to sit down and talk with people and to be an encouragement to them, not only a one-time event, but perhaps even throughout the year, just to encourage them as they move forward in their Faith Promise. Just to see what God would do. And I would challenge people, if they've never given a Faith Promise, do it and see how God provides. You'll be amazed.